This is the book of 1 Peter chapter 5 verse 8. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Kal Haloyim Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai Bahashim Harachakwadash. Double honors to my teachers, the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, who rule well and are worthy of their double honors. Peace and blessings to you, Aki, in pushing out this truth across the four corners during these last 6 of time. Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom. All right, this lesson is going to be entitled, Not Applying Wisdom Makes You Free Game for the Adversary. Not applying wisdom makes you free game or open game for the adversary, man. All right, in a society that's ultimately framed and built upon mischief to catch you so-called Native Americans, Latinos, and Negroes, was the Israelites, according to the Bible, to catch you all in snares, traps, all right, different ruts. The scriptures identifies this place as a pit, all right, basically. Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, and that's here in America. So in a place that's designed ultimately for the destruction and the downfall of the Lord's people, we have to apply wisdom. All right, this is 1 Peter chapter 5 verse 8. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour. All right. And this society was ultimately given to the physical counterpart of the spiritual demon Satan, which is Esau, Edom. The earth was given into the hands of the wicked. In America, as well as this earth, man, the philosophies that it pushes, the wine, all right, the dogmas, the way of life, the customs that this society pushes is against the laws, statutes, and commandments of this great book. It's anti-Mashiach, all right? The beast in this image, the system and what it promotes. It promotes not being sober. It doesn't promote sobriety, man. All right? It promotes, in fact, drunkenness, being drunk with these different philosophies and dogmas of the society and getting caught up in it. That's likened to these different traps and snares, man. So the society is built to ultimately grip you with its way of life. So when you don't apply wisdom, you just open game for the adversary to attack, man. For these demons, these spirits, these principalities to ultimately swarm you, man. Let me get this really quick. It's that I just typed in, when someone says you're free game, it says the first one, the very first one, it says Urban Dictionary, free game. Also open game. Open for anyone to take or use, unclaimed, up for grabs. And you ultimately do not want to be unclaimed in the society. You want to be claimed and covered by Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, man. You don't want to be unclaimed. That means you're walking around here without protection. You're free game, you're open game. You want to apply wisdom in situations. All right, and the Lord says, get this really quick. I'm going to go back to 1 Peter 5. This is Psalms 111 and 10. The fear of the Lord Yahweh is the beginning of wisdom. So you ultimately have to have fear. You have to fear the Lord. Fear what the Lord will do you if you transgress, if you go off, if you don't hearken unto these laws, statutes, and commandments, if you don't live your life a certain way, if you eat a certain thing. Fear what the Lord can do, man. The King of terrors. Scriptures tell you it's a fearful thing to fall into the hands of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, but yet the souls of the righteous are in the hands of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, man. So the Lord tells you that basically you're here for two purposes, either to be destroyed or to be delivered, to be saved. So we want to be claimed in the society and covered, man. You don't want to be unclaimed. It says, Psalms 111 and 10, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. A good understanding have all they that do his commandments. So if you love the Lord, do his commandments to the best of your ability. That's ultimately how you get a good understanding. by trying to be better, trying to do better, trying to think better, live better, applying wisdom in certain situations. The scriptures tell you a just man falleth 7 times to get up again, but the wicked shall fall into mischief, meaning that not hearkening and not ultimately clinging on to these ways and applying wisdom, you're going to fall back into mischief. Because think about it, if you go through a situation and you learn from it, you gain wisdom to apply wisdom if that situation comes again. But if you apply that same logic of that old man to the situations that you're now going back into, or having gone into them before and then learning from those mistakes, you're not going to grow. You're not going to get anywhere if you apply that same old man logic. All right? You have to apply wisdom. If you're applying that old man logic, all right, you're open game for the adversary, for Satan to come in and devour you and sweep your house. You'll be filled with all these different types of spirits and deities, man, from not being sober-minded, not hearkening on to this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding this sound doctrine. All right? It says, a good understanding have all they that do his commandments. His praise endureth forever. That's right, man. So you don't want to be open game. Back to that definition, it says free game or open game. Open for anyone to take or use, right? Satan will come in and take you and use you, man, for an adverse purpose, right? That's against the Lord. That's against his will. Adverse and perverse, you know, because when you're not sober-minded, you're not thinking clearly. Think about it when you're on actual shakar, all right, or yayan. Okay, it can make you ultimately, that strong drink can make you impaired, man. That wine, it can make you impaired. You're not seeing things clearly. You're not thinking clearly. You'll ultimately remember things later, or not remember things later, Salakia, that you may have remembered if you weren't on it. Get so twisted off of the wine of Babylon that you thought that beautiful woman was really beautiful, but then you woke up that next morning, you were like, man, she was hideous. Because you got in bed with the philosophies of America, man, the dogmas and the ideas and the customs of the society, and you weren't applying wisdom. You have to apply wisdom. If you do not apply wisdom, it makes you open game. You have no covering. That's like he that leadeth his life without a guide, man. The scriptures tell you that better is he that lead his life without a guide. I'm going to try to grab that real quick, but it says, open for anyone to take or use, unclaimed, up for grabs, originally used in the sense of game as animals to be hunted. Was not Esau a cunning hunter? Right? So this is Esau-Edom society. You're going to be hunted in this place, man, by not using wisdom. You're going to be free game, open game, unclaimed, up for grabs, on the chopping block, man. But if you apply wisdom, there's the other side of the shoe, man, the other side of the coin, to where you get mercy and blessings, and you learn and grow, and you level up, you gear up, man. Let's see if I can get it. This is Sirach 20 and 32, and it reads, necessary patience in seeking the Lord is better than he that leadeth his life without a guide. And why is necessary patience in seeking the Lord better than he that leadeth his life without a guide? Because when you have necessary patience in the Lord, you're not going to just go off and wild out just because you made a mistake. The scriptures tell you, let not your sins weigh you down. You're going to use wisdom and apply it and get back up again and keep running this race, because you know the Lord is testing you. He's trying you. He's perfecting you. He's purifying you. So it's not over yet. The Lord will use your mistake to ultimately level you up, but you got to learn from it. That's why it says necessary patience is better than he that leadeth his life without a guide. Because if you lead your life without a guide, you're open game to the adversary. That's equated with leading your life without applying wisdom. Wisdom tells you don't eat this, don't do that. Don't serve this power. This power is omnipotent. This is a false idol. This has no breath. Don't say this. Or even say it like this. Don't say it like that. That's the old man logic. We got to put that off completely, all right, before we come back and call ourselves so-called, well, Salakia, not so-called, but Judites, Benjamites, Levites, Gadites, Zebulonites, Manassites, Ephraimites, and so on and so forth, man. And it's scary to lead your life without a guide, man. We all need a guide. We all need direction, man, under the spirit and power of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, specifically the Lord's elect. But by we all, I'm speaking of the nation of Israel, all right? Although we know that these other nations, the Lord controls everything. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord, so the Lord controls these other nations. Esau, Edom. Romans the 9th chapter have raised Pharaoh up for my purpose. So that's the power we ultimately serve for the good, though. We wanna escape that fiery, hot indignation that the Lord is gonna bring. So therefore, we apply wisdom. So it said, better is he that leadeth his life without God, because ultimately that wisdom is what guides you. All right? I'm going to start at verse 1. I'm going to just read on down. This is a very beautiful chapter. This is Sirach 15. And 1, it says, he that feareth the Lord will do good, and he that hath the knowledge of the law shall obtain her. And that her is wisdom. And like it read, all right, a good understanding have those that keep his commandments, all right, in Psalms 111. So it says, the knowledge, and he that hath the knowledge of the law shall obtain her, and that's wisdom. It says, and as a mother shall she meet him, and receive him as a wife married of a virgin. Woo, that's right, man. And that wisdom is what we're married onto ultimately, man. And that's likened unto being married onto Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, man. And where those virgins pertain to Revelation, the 14th chapter, man. All right, not defiled with women, right? Because we're espoused to one wife. This truth, this marriage. It says, with the bread of understanding shall she feed him, and give him the water of wisdom to drink. You see? The water of wisdom, which is the word. That water, the rivers of living water. Verse 4, he shall be stayed upon her and shall not be moved, and shall rely upon her and shall not be confounded. You see? So we rely upon wisdom, and it covers us. It gives us guidance. It leads us. Right? It allows us to not be moved, to be firm. Those that stood so stiffly for Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. We stood in wisdom. Because when you're moved all over the place, you're up for grabs. You're unclaimed. If you're just standing right there stiffly, the Lord is like, that's mine right there. Don't touch him. He's claimed. You moving around to and fro, all right, being tossed by every wind of doctrine, a philosophy. You're open game or free game for the adversary, man. So it says, verse 5, she shall exalt him above his neighbors, and in the midst of the congregation she shall open his mouth. That's right, your mouth is going to be open with wisdom. All right. Scriptures tell you, it's written in a place that says, when the good Lord will, he shall pour out wise sayings and parables, roughly paraphrasing. All right. But it's ultimately when the good Lord will, meaning the Lord is controlling it. It's on the Lord's timing. So it says, verse 6, Sirach 15 and 6, he shall find joy and a crown of gladness, and she shall cause him to inherit an everlasting name. All right, Yasharallah, hopeful elect, serving the Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, joint heirs. Verse 7, but foolish men shall not attain unto her, and sinners shall not see her. You see? For she is far from pride, and men that are liars cannot remember her. That's right, man. If you're a liar, you're not going to obtain unto wisdom. You're not going to be able to apply it. You're not going to be able to be changed by wisdom, be changed in wisdom, or level up in understanding and knowledge and brotherly love and charity and meekness and hope. Wisdom allows you to do that, and that's a gift from Yahweh Shem Yahushai, and that starts with fearing the Lord, fearing his order, fearing his men, all right, and living up to it. We got big shoes to fill. Like there's this saying they say in the world, but you can equate that to the truth, because we know, all right, those giants were ultimately Israelites, men of renown. It goes basically, you got to stand on the shoulders of giants, man. And those giants are like, to our forefathers, through Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the sons of God, Genesis, the 5th chapter, Noah all the way, Noah all the way up to Adam, and Adam all the way down to Noah, all right? Say it like that. So it says, for she is far from pride, and men that are liars cannot remember her, right? Because men that are liars can't remember her, because this is the truth. What we're involved in is the truth. The truth attains unto wisdom. So it says, verse 9, praise is not seemly in the mouth of a sinner, for it was not sent him of the Lord. Right? And praise is godly, man. All right? Godly praise. Godly exhortation. Godly edification. That's sent from the Lord, man. The sinner, and like it says, it's not seemly in the mouth of a sinner. Verse 10, it says, for praise shall be uttered in wisdom, you see, and the Lord will prosper it. Man, verse 11, say not thou, it is through the Lord that I fell away, for thou oughtest not to do the things that he hated. Right, man? So, the Lord told Cain, Genesis the 4th chapter, all right, if you do good, you shall be rewarded, man. But if you transgress, you shall be given that portion of a sinner, man. Roughly paraphrasing. So we ought to do good, man, and not with things that the Lord hated. So wisdom can ultimately dwell with us. So it says, verse 12, say not thou, he caused me to err, for he had no need of the sinful man. That's right, man. The Lord had no need of the sinful man. The Lord has no need with the logic of the old man. But the Lord does have need for that new creature. Those that are not defiled with women. Those that are applying wisdom and ultimately will not be free game or open game for the adversary. So with that, I'm going to say Sama, Yasha'Allah, Yahweh, Allahayanawa, Yahweh, Achad. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our power is one Lord. Double honors to my teachers, the apostles, and the elders who rule well. Until next time, Shabbat Shalom.